this is going to be the part 2 of this HTML5, which I started off some couple of weeks back. So let's see how we'll get on with this. Now if we go to our folder, we have our folder index.html. If we go to the file rather, we have this right there. So let's go back to it, open with Notepad, and hopefully if I continue with this series, I just want to let this one out there. As I'm going to be going on with this, I would try to make use of a better code editor like I have right here, the Visual Studio Code, which is, I believe it's one of the best out there, but I just want it to be so simple for anyone out there. I don't want any complication for anyone that is transiting from a different field to tech field. I just want it simple for them. So this is what we have now. Today I want to show how we link and also how we make use of different elements. Now here we have the paragraph elements. Now let's say you, of course, most times when you write articles or whatever you do, you always have an heading. Now for that, to make use of the heading elements, so let me come right here. Then I have h1, and you can also say, oh, this is the heading of whatever you're doing. Then you can close your tag /h1. Then what do? You go there, save it, then you can come back to your file, and then if you open it in your browser, you will see that that will be having an heading and it will be bolded. Let's see. Now as you can see right there, it's having an heading. This is the heading. That is the heading. So we make use of this. Let me go back to my file. We make use of the element h1 for heading, and h1 is the biggest. You have h1, h2, h3, h4. Then sometimes you have the main heading, the subheading, the sub heading, and so on and so forth. So you have h1, h2, h3. You can decide to test it on your own. Don't let me waste your time on that. So if you test it on your own, you see that h2 is smaller than that. Let me just do for h2. For this, you have this h2. Let me just show us. This is the second heading. This is the second heading, h2. So I have this. Then what do? Save this, go back to that, then refresh. So you have this. This is the second heading. Oh, I had a typo there. So I have, this is the second heading. File, save, and go back and refresh. This is the second heading. Now I know this whole refreshing and all of that, though if just like I said earlier, if you make use of the other one and I'm connected to a live server, it will be easier. But remember, when I started off with this series, it's about, even if you don't have the internet, creating a website, you don't have to wait for that. So this is for that. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to show us how we link from one different page, web page, to another web page. Because if there is no linking of page, then the website or the whole thing about web becomes boring. So what we're going to do is this. Now go back to this file, open with Notepad. Now we are going to create another file for, remember that this our index is our home page. If you go to most websites, you will see your home page, your contact page, your about us page, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to do for 3. Now for this one, we have the home page. This is for the home page. Now let me now go to contact, okay, about us page, about us. So what do we do? Let me change the heading to this is about us. This is about us. So you come to your source code, you click save as, then you name the file about us dot html. Remember, you have to put the extension, you have all files, then click save. As you can see right there, it's automatically updated itself. So what do? You go to that same source code, contact us. You go to contact us, you type rather contact us, then the heading contact us. So what do? You come save as, then you name the file contact us dot html. You could decide to even use .htm. It's the same thing. That just popped into my head right now. So you have that, then you save. There you go. You save that. There you go. Now you have your three files now. You have about us, you have contact us, you have index, your home page. So how do we now link them to one another? Now what you do is this. Go to your index file. Now that you are now in your index file, now there is an element that will make use of, which is the anchor tag, the anchor element. So it's usually abbreviated as the a tag. So what do? Let me just come somewhere around here and create another. Let me just copy this one right here. Say copy, paste, then I have this links to the about us page. So now what you're going to do is this. Where you want the words that you want to click on, you're going to wrap those words with the a element. So let me start from here. You're going to have a, then you're going to have /a. Now in HTML there is what is called attributes. Now attributes is additional information about the element. So the additional information that we need for us to be able to link, for us to have an hyperlink, is the href attribute. So you have href attribute. That is the attribute. Now I want to show something. If you have this href attribute, now what you do now, save it. If you save it, now go to that index. You see it is wrapped up, links to the about page. But if you click it now, it's not going to link to anything. It's not linking to it. So that is for that. So what do? You go back to your source code. Go back to your source code. I think it's still open. Go back to your source code. Now the href will now have a value. This is the attribute href. You need the value. The value is going to be the URL of that page. So the URL of this page is going to be, okay, the href is going to be equal to, then what do? You introduce your quotation mark, then you put in the name of that file you want to link to. Now in this case, the name of the file I want to link to is the about us.html. Now let me check for the name of that file. Now for the name of the file, I have, okay, about us. A is in capital letter A. So we have about us.html. Make sure you put this .html there. So you have about us.html. Now once you have that, then you can now come in here, click save. There you go, you saved it. Then go back here and refresh your home page. Refresh it. Now if you click on this link, now you see that it will take you to that about page. Click it. As you can see, we are on the this is about us page. As you can see, the title here, about us, is here. So you see, that is how we link from one page to another. What you do is this: anytime you want to link, let me go back to the source code. Anytime you want to link from one page to another, you make use of the A tag. The A tag will have an attribute href, which will be equal to the value, and most times the values is usually wrapped in quotation mark, though now most coding are loose, so you might decide to put this quotation mark or not, but it's always advisable to do that. Now you have about us.html, but please make sure you put the extension here you have for that. So now let's assume I want to link to a different website. Now what I've just done now, it's usually called relative URL. Now there is an absolute link. Now this absolute link, I can decide to, okay, well, that's when I'll put https://www.google.com. Now if I come here, I click save, I go back to that index, I refresh it, make sure you refresh it, then click on this. Now I know I should have changed the text, but you understand. Now it will take you to Google straight up. As you can see here, it's because I'm not connected to the internet right now, but as you can see, it took me directly straight to Google website. So this is an absolute link, an absolute URL. So you can have relative and absolute URL. Now there's one more thing I want to show us. There's one more thing I want to show us. I'm just taking it step by step. If you want to link, let's say to an image, for instance, let's say you want to link to an image, what do? We make use of an element called the image tag, the img tag. Now we make use of the img tag. We have this img. Now this is an open element. So for the img tag, you have the same thing. Now the attribute you need is the src, the source attribute. So it's gonna link to equal to, now Ctrl V. Now I went ahead to placing this image here, Now this image, here is the image. Now if you want to get the name of that image, you can go to properties. This is the name of the image and it is .png. So you can just copy it from here. Then you close this one, you come here, go here, then you come in between the quotation mark, you paste it in there, then make sure you put the extension, this is very important, .png. You have that. Now an additional attribute we like to put for the image is an alt attribute. So the alternate attribute, you have alt, equal to, then you can put your quotation mark. So in this case, it's just a description. You describe it like can say this is revelation pics. Then another attribute we like to put is the width, the height, but I don't want to go into that because that is CSS. I just want to stick with HTML for now. There's so many things that we used to do with HTML before, but the best practices, let's stick with CSS to do all the styling HTML for the structure. So I just want to go with the standard way of doing things for now. So you have this, and let's go there, let's save, then go back to the index. So you're on the index now. As you can see, this is your image. This image has been embedded on this web page for now. So you make use of the A tag to link to things. If you want to link from one resource to another, you make use of the A tag. And linking is the most important thing. You really got to understand linking. I think hopefully if I'm chance, I'm still going to make another video on linking, on how you can link from one directory to another, from one structure to another, so you understand how all these things are connected together. I'm still going to take my time to explain this. So for now, as you can see, this image is so big, so I guess I will just have to make use of that attribute here right now, just so we have understanding of what is happening. So if I want to have the width of, say, the width of this right now, then the width is going to be equal to, sorry, the width will be equal to, let me come here, I'm going to take this off, let's say 100 pixels, 100 pixels PS. So we have that. Then can come here, click save, make sure you refresh it. Then as you can see, it's smaller now. Let me go here, come back again, let me take it to be 400 pixels. I think 400 pixels should be okay. Ctrl S, then come here, refresh. As you can see, it's okay. Now you've got to understand the A tag. The A tag, the anchor tag, it's not the most important thing as far as HTML is concerned. So this is how you link from one item to another, from one page to another. So it's now left for you now to understand the directory. As you can see right here, you see that this is my hard drive, my C drive. And my C drive is linked to user, from user to Babs, from Babs to desktop, from desktop to this folder, then from this folder to my index.html. That is linking. Linking is everything. It's the same in programming and everything. So that is for that. I'll stop here, then hopefully come back and continue with the next video. God bless.